Hi everyone, my name is Nico, and today I'll be making meringues for you. So first off, we'll see that I already separated my egg yolk from my egg white. So we're gonna get started now by putting this away because we won't need it for this recipe, and we're gonna combine exactly 1/2 teaspoon of cream of tartar with our egg whites that we've already measured out, which is very nice, very helpful. Come on, good enough. So we're going to just do that, and we will... Alright. So now we're going to take our electric mixer, drop into things. It's probably fine. It didn't 3-second rule, as they say. We're going to take our electric mixer, and we're going to plug it in, when I can, please, thank you. And we are going to start blending. This part doesn't need to be blended long. It just kind of needs to get to a bit of a froth and make sure it's all combined well enough. So I'm going to just do this for a second longer, and then we should be good. We'll just leave this here for a moment, and that's fine to rest there for a bit because we're going to need it soon. Next step is we're going to start putting our sugar in, little bit by little bit. So I'm just going to basically be holding the mixer and the sugar at the same time, and I'm going to be slowly pouring it in while I mix. This part's going to take a minute because we have to wait for it to kind of dissolve the sugar, the granulated sugar, to dissolve into the mixture before we can continue to add more. So the idea is that it kind of, by the end of it, it'll form peaks, kind of like it already is starting to, but even better. And that should be good. As you can see, it kind of like stays where it is when you turn the bowl. A lot, okay. And honestly, the correct way to do this would have been to do it about a tablespoon at a time, but we were a little, it's just, you don't have to you can make mistakes when baking, and that is okay. It works out great, often. Anyway, so now we're going to add a little splash of vanilla vanilla extract, and we are then going to, this is the point where you can add any extracts of your own. So if you wanted to add like food coloring or any other flavor, this would be the point where you can do that. So we're going to just do this with the cap, just make sure that it's not too much. Perfect. Perfect. And now we're going to blend for a moment longer. Come on. At this point, I should probably wash this one off, so can we just... Take a bit of soap. Really make sure it's clean. Alright. Should be fine. Ideally, this wouldn't happen because the consistency is very important when making meringues, so a little bit of extra water might not be very helpful to you. But I think this small amount should be okay. So we're going to continue blending now. And done. Perfect. That's going to be great. See how that peaks right in the middle? Like right there? That's exactly what you want. So at this point, we're going to grab a plastic bag. Just a Ziploc works fine. If you have piping bags, this will be your time. And I personally just use a Ziploc. I think it's easier and also just, frankly, cheaper. And we're going to start ladling with this spoon, which is right here. We're going to start ladling it into the bag, slowly but surely. It will take a minute. This is the kind of tedious part because it just gets stuck on the sides of the bag a lot. Come on. Come on. So yeah, you really can't avoid getting your hands a little messy at this point because I'm gonna have to seal this bag up, and at that point I'm gonna get some meringue on my hands, which is gonna be very fun and very awesome. But it's kind of part of baking. All right, so we're just gonna scrape the sides of the bowl, make sure we get all of it out. Even if you don't use all this batter, you can still refrigerate it and use it for I think another day or two. You probably shouldn't use it much longer than that though, because at that point it can change consistency a little bit from just being in the fridge, from what I understand. I usually just use it all at once, so my bad. Come on. So we're gonna seal this bag up. Oh my god. Slowly. And then we're gonna cut a little hole in the corner of it, and I like to put, I'll show you in a moment, but I like to put a little slit in the side of the hole too, just to give it like a bit more of a piping bag feel. So what I'm going to do is I'll cut the corner off, and then I'll get my scissors in there, just make sure they're in the bag, and I'll cut a little slit, like so. And at this point, we can put this away. So this is just going to go here for now, and I'll deal with that later. And we're going to start piping our meringue. Great. So I'm just going to move some things to the side real quick. Making a mess, oh man. I'm also going to just wash this off my hands real quick, so bear with me for a moment. That's better. Anyway, so at this point we're going to just take our little pipe bag right here, and we're just going to hold it. Honestly, it's not too hard to hold, it's just you kind of want to close the other end with the open exit on your, and just make sure that's like sealed tight with your hand. And then you kind of just slowly start pushing it out like so. Oops. All right, like so. And we're gonna do that one, and we're gonna do that one, and that one. And we're just gonna cover this tray in meringues. And they honestly don't change much when they bake, so these should be pretty similar in shape to how you want to have them when you finish baking them. Which means that you can kind of make some fun shapes if you want. Like, let's see if I can make a heart. Whee! It's not very good. It's okay. I'm not an art major. It's okay. Anyway, that's not a heart. It's a triangle. Anyways, so we're just gonna make a couple more. Some big ones, some small ones. We'll probably fill these gaps with some very small ones. Just really use up the batter while we can. Alright, we're going to fill these gaps a bit. Honestly, piping is probably one of my favorite things to do when making meringues, just because honestly, this is just one of my favorite parts. I think it's really fun. Not for everyone for sure, but I really enjoy it. Alright, and we're going to switch to the other tray that I have prepared. Ignore how some of those are a little lumpy and some of those are definitely not a heart. It's a heart in my heart, okay? Alright, great. So we're going to just finish these on this tray. It's a little bit difficult. I do recommend using one sheet of baking paper, parchment paper when you can. But it's totally fine to, if you have like little bits, it's fine to do that too, like I'm doing. It just takes a bit more precision. Alright. I do recommend trying to avoid the edges of the parchment paper, as like you'll see here. Just because then they can get a little crinkled on the edges and they can get under it when they bake a little bit, and it just becomes a bit more of a pain to separate them. Come on. Thank you. Yes, I'm thinking meringues. That's where I'm at in my life. Leave me alone. Alright, so that should be good. I'll just probably store the rest of this in the fridge in the bowl or something. I'll put it right in the bowl for now, and we'll deal with that later. So at this point, the oven has already been preheated, as you can't see, and I'm going to put it right in there. Sweet. Alright, it's great. So, there's one. Here's two. Alright, and these need to bake for about an hour, after which they can, you just want to leave them in the oven and not open it while they cool down. They'll smell amazing. Don't open the oven. They'll taste great either way, but they'll get really sticky if you open it too early. Alright? And that's how you bake meringues, and we'll see those in an hour in a couple hours when they come out. Thank you very much. As you can see, the meringues came out perfectly. There was one or two that stuck to the bottom. That's totally normal. However, look, my heart came out just fine. My triangle heart. Delicious. This one's a little bit less cooked, but it's still good. Thank you.